Welcome to United Daily Updates, your most trusted source for Red Devils news. Hello United family and welcome back to our YouTube channel United Daily Updates. If you are new here, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell because we bring you the latest and most reliable Manchester United news every single day. We are your go-to source for everything Red Devils, and today we have something really exciting to talk about. The match that changed everything. Did you watch that incredible match against Chelsea at Old Trafford? What a night that was. The atmosphere was electric, the drama was non-stop, and we got to see exactly why football is called the beautiful game. But there was one player who really caught everyone's attention, and Bruno Fernandes had some very interesting things to say about him. Let me ask you this. When was the last time you saw a new signing make such an immediate impact at Manchester United? When was the last time our captain was so impressed with a teammate that he couldn't help but praise him publicly? Well, that's exactly what happened with Bryan Mbeumo, and we need to talk about it. Who is Bryan Mbeumo and why should you care? Before we dive into what happened in that Chelsea match, let's talk about Bryan Mbeumo. This young man from Cameroon has been turning heads everywhere he goes. But what makes him so special? Why are people talking about him as one of the most exciting talents in football right now? Mbeumo is not just your average winger. He's got pace that can leave defenders standing still. He's got skills that make you jump out of your seat. But more importantly, he's got that winning mentality that every Manchester United fan wants to see in their players. Have you ever watched a player and immediately thought, this guy gets it? That's exactly the feeling you get when you watch Mbeumo play. He understands what it means to wear the Manchester United shirt. He knows the pressure, he knows the expectations, and he embraces it all. The Chelsea match, a night to remember. Now let's talk about that match against Chelsea. What a rollercoaster that was. From the very first minute, you could feel something special was going to happen. But nobody expected it to unfold the way it did. The match started with drama right away. Just 5 minutes in, Chelsea's goalkeeper Robert Sanchez made a huge mistake. He fouled Mbeumo outside the box and got himself sent off. Can you imagine? 5 minutes into the match and Chelsea were already down to 10 men. But here's what impressed me the most about Mbeumo in that moment. Did he dive? Did he try to make it look worse than it was? No. He was just trying to create a chance for his team, and the Chelsea keeper made a poor decision. That's the kind of honest play we want to see at Manchester United. What happened next was pure magic. United didn't waste time feeling sorry for Chelsea. They went straight on the attack. Patrick Dorgu, another player who has been making waves, delivered a perfect header assist. And who was there to finish it off? Our captain Bruno Fernandes, of course. The goal was beautiful, but what came after was even better. You could see the team spirit, the way the players celebrated together. Mbeumo was right there in the middle of it all, not as an outsider trying to fit in, but as someone who belonged. Bruno's 3 words that say everything. After the match, Mbeumo posted on Instagram. It was a simple post, just a picture of him with Casemiro and Bruno Fernandes getting ready to take a free kick. His caption was perfect, big mentality and big win today. Thanks for the fans again. But what happened next was what really caught everyone's attention. Bruno Fernandes, our captain, the man who has carried this team on his shoulders for years, commented with just 3 words, what a player. Now, you might think, it's just 3 words, what's the big deal? But let me tell you why this is huge. Bruno doesn't give praise lightly. He's seen players come and go at Manchester United. He's played with some of the best in the world. When Bruno Fernandes says what a player, you better believe that means something. Have you ever had a teammate or a colleague praise you publicly? How did that make you feel? For a young player like Mbeumo, having the captain of Manchester United say those words must mean the world to him. Why Mbeumo's performance was so important. Let's break down why Mbeumo's performance against Chelsea was so significant. First, he helped create the opening goal by drawing that red card from Sanchez. That's smart football. That's understanding how to help your team even when you don't score or assist directly. Second, he played with confidence. How many times have we seen new signings look nervous in their first big matches? Mbeumo looked like he had been playing at Old Trafford for years. He took on defenders, he made runs, he tracked back to help defend. This is what you call a complete performance. Third, and this might be the most important point, he showed leadership qualities. Even as a new player, he was encouraging his teammates, organizing the attack, and never let his head drop even when the match got difficult. Remember what happened in the second half? Casemiro got sent off for a second yellow card, so United were also down to 10 men. The match became much more difficult. Chelsea started pushing forward, and they eventually scored through Trevoh Chalobah. This was the real test for Mbeumo. How would he handle the pressure? How would he respond when things got tough? The answer was perfect. He kept working, kept fighting, and helped his team hold on for that crucial win. What this means for Manchester United's season. Now, let's talk about what this could mean for Manchester United's season. We all know it hasn't been the easiest start under Ruben Amorim. There was that disappointing loss to Manchester City that had everyone worried. Pressure was building, questions were being asked. But this Chelsea match showed us something important. It showed us that when this team clicks, when they play with confidence and belief, they can beat anyone. And having a player like Mbeumo, someone who brings that winning mentality, could be exactly what United needed. Think about it this way. How many times last season did we struggle to break down teams that sat deep and defended? How many times did we lack that spark, that moment of magic to unlock a stubborn defense? Players like Mbeumo can provide exactly that. But it's not just about his individual skills. It's about what he brings to the team spirit. Did you see how the other players responded to him? Did you notice how Bruno immediately connected with him? That's chemistry you can't teach or buy. That's something special. The road ahead, what to expect. So what's next for Mbeumo and Manchester United? Well, the fixtures are coming thick and fast. Next up is a trip to Brentford, which happens to be Mbeumo's former club. How interesting is that going to be? Can you imagine the emotions Mbeumo will be feeling when he steps onto that pitch? Playing against his old teammates, his old manager, in front of fans who probably still love him. But now he's wearing the Manchester United shirt. That's going to be a fascinating match to watch. After Brentford, United come back to Old Trafford to face Sunderland before the October international break. These are exactly the kind of matches where players like Mbeumo can really shine. Teams will try to sit deep, defend in numbers, and make it difficult for United to score. But with Mbeumo's pace, his ability to beat defenders one-on-one, his crossing ability, United now have another weapon in their arsenal. The question is, will Ruben Amorim use him effectively? Will he give him the freedom to express himself? Learning from the best, Bruno's leadership. One thing that really stood out from this whole situation was Bruno Fernandes' leadership. The way he praised Mbeumo publicly, the way he supported him during the match, the way he made him feel welcome. That's what great captains do. Bruno has been carrying Manchester United for years now. He's been the creative force, the goal scorer, the leader on the pitch. But he's never been selfish about it. He's always ready to help his teammates shine, always ready to give credit where it's due. When Bruno says what a player about someone, he's not just being polite. He's sending a message to the fans, to the media, to everyone watching. This player is special, this player belongs here, this player is going to help us win matches. That's the kind of leadership Manchester United needs. That's the kind of mentality that wins trophies. And having players like Mbeumo who respond well to that leadership, who embrace the challenge, who want to prove themselves worthy, that's how you build a winning team. The bigger picture, building for success. Let's zoom out a bit and look at the bigger picture. What does signing players like Mbeumo say about Manchester United's transfer strategy? What does it tell us about where the club is heading? For too long, United have been criticized for signing big names who didn't really fit the system or the culture. Players who came for the money, not for the challenge. Players who never really understood what it meant to play for Manchester United. But Mbeumo seems different. He's young, he's hungry, he's got something to prove. He's not coming to Old Trafford for an easy paycheck or a comfortable retirement. He's coming to make his mark, to help the team win, to become a Manchester United legend. Isn't that exactly what we want to see? Don't we want players who see Manchester United as the opportunity of a lifetime, not just another step in their career? The fan perspective, what are you seeing? Now I want to hear from you. What did you think of Mbeumo's performance against Chelsea? Did you see the same things I saw? Do you think he's going to be a success at Manchester United? More importantly, what do you think this means for the rest of the season? Are you feeling more optimistic about United's chances? Do you think signings like this show that the club is finally moving in the right direction? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. I read every single comment, and I love hearing what the United family thinks about these developments. Your opinions matter, your insights are valuable, and together we can keep building this amazing community. The tactical impact, how Mbeumo changes the game. Let's talk tactics for a minute. How does having a player like Mbeumo change the way Manchester United can play? What new options does he give Ruben Amorim? First, his pace gives United a new dimension in attack. How many times have we seen teams press high against United, knowing our attackers don't have the pace to hurt them on the counter? With Mbeumo, that changes completely. Teams will have to think twice before committing too many players forward. Second, his ability to play in different positions gives Amorim flexibility. He can play on the wing, He can play as a second striker, he can even drop deeper to help create chances. That versatility is gold for any manager. Third, his crossing ability gives United another way to attack. We all know how good players like Casemiro and Harry Maguire can be in the air. Having someone who can consistently deliver good crosses could unlock so many more goals for United. Comparisons and context. Where does he fit? Some people have been asking, where does Mbeumo fit among United's other attacking players? How does he compare to the wingers already at the club? That's a fair question, and honestly, competition for places is exactly what United need. For too long, certain players knew they would start every match regardless of their form. That's not healthy for any team. With Mbeumo in the squad, everyone has to raise their game. The wingers know they can't just coast through matches. They have to perform, they have to contribute, or someone else will take their place. But it's not just about competition. It's about having different options for different situations. Some matches you might need pace and directness. Other matches you might need creativity and technical ability. Having players who offer different things means Amorim can adapt his tactics based on the opponent. The mental side, confidence and belief. One thing that really impressed me about Mbeumo was his mental strength. Playing your first big match at Old Trafford against a team like Chelsea, with all that pressure, that's not easy for anyone. But he looked comfortable from the first minute. He was demanding the ball, taking on defenders, trying to make things happen. That takes serious mental strength and self-belief. Where does that confidence come from? How do young players develop that kind of mentality? I think it comes from preparation, from support, and from believing in your own abilities. The fact that players like Bruno immediately embraced him probably helped too. When you know your teammates believe in you, when you know they're supporting you, it becomes easier to express yourself on the pitch. Looking at the numbers, performance analysis. While we don't have all the detailed statistics from the match yet, what we could see with our eyes was impressive enough. Mbeumo was involved in creating the first goal, he made several dangerous runs, he tracked back to help defend, and he never stopped working. But numbers only tell part of the story. What impressed me more was his decision-making, his positioning, his understanding of when to take risks and when to keep possession. These are the qualities that separate good players from great players. Anyone can run fast or have good technique. But knowing when and where to use those abilities, that's what makes the difference at the highest level. Fan reactions, what people are saying. The reaction from Manchester United fans has been overwhelmingly positive. On social media, in fan forums, in discussions after the match, everyone seems excited about what they saw from Mbeumo. But it's not just United fans. Even neutral observers have been praising his performance. Football pundits have been talking about his potential, his impact, his future at the club. That kind of universal praise doesn't happen often, especially for a player in his first big match. It tells you that people are seeing something special, something that could really make a difference for Manchester United. The international break. Time to reflect. With the international break coming up after the Sunderland match, it will be interesting to see how Mbeumo handles his first few weeks at Manchester United. Will he get called up for Cameroon? How will he use the break to settle in further? International breaks can be tricky for new signings. Sometimes they help players gain confidence by performing well for their country. Sometimes they can be disruptive, breaking up the rhythm they're building at their new club. For Mbeumo, I think it could be positive. Playing for Cameroon, helping his country, showing that he's maintaining his high standards, that would be good for his confidence and good for Manchester United too. Final thoughts. Why this matters. So why does all of this matter? Why should Manchester United fans be excited about Bruno's three-word praise of Mbeumo? Why should we care about one match against Chelsea? Because it represents something bigger. It represents hope. It represents the possibility that things are changing at Manchester United. That the club is making smart decisions, signing the right players, building for the future. For too long, United fans have had to watch other teams sign exciting young talents while their club made questionable decisions in the transfer market. But signings like Mbeumo suggest that things might be different now. More importantly, it shows that when United do make good signings, the existing players embrace them, support them, help them succeed. That unity, that team spirit, that's what wins trophies. What comes next? The next few matches will be crucial for Mbeumo and for Manchester United. The trip to Brentford will be emotional and challenging. The match against Sunderland will be an opportunity to build momentum before the international break. But beyond those immediate fixtures, the real test will be consistency. Can Mbeumo maintain this level of performance? Can he handle the pressure of playing for Manchester United week after week? Can he help the team climb the table and challenge for trophies? Only time will tell. But based on what we saw against Chelsea, based on Bruno's reaction, Based on the impact he's already had, there are plenty of reasons to be optimistic. Thank you for being part of the journey. Thank you for reading this far. Thank you for being part of the United Daily Updates family. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel if you haven't already. Hit that notification bell so you never miss our latest videos. We're here every day bringing you the best Manchester United content, the most reliable news, and the most passionate discussions. What did you think of Mbeumo's performance? Are you as excited as I am about his potential? What do you want to see from him in the upcoming matches? Let me know in the comments below. Until next time, keep supporting the Red Devils, keep believing in the process, and remember, we're Manchester United, and our best days are still ahead of us. Glory, glory, Man United.